so excited to be interviewing her today. We're here at Tabletop Board Game Cafe, and we're just going to talk a little bit about her life, how she got into being just a wonderful, beautiful human that she is on the news. And we're just going to talk about her life and her travels and things like that. So, thank you for talking to me today.
Thank you. Very nice to meet you, Miss Destiny. Very nice to meet you. Yeah, so welcome to Cleveland.
Thank you. You know, I'm from Michigan. We don't like people from Ohio.
Well, see,
you're not from
I'm not from here originally, though I love, so I love the land, but I am a Hoosier, a native Hoosier, went to IU, Indiana, so yeah. So we like Michiganers. So I'm Nyorkor. I'm a news reporter for the CBS affiliate here in Cleveland, Ohio. On social media, I'm at TV News Lady on all the platforms. Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Google. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else.
Google her.
Everything. And so basically, I've been in the field of journalism for more than a decade. I'll just say more than a decade, so I don't age myself. But yeah, I went to school trained to do this. I did several internships, and then I did the hard work. I paid my dues. Got my master's degree. Worked a lot of free jobs.
Where did you get your master's degree?
I got my master's degree from Columbia University in the city of New York.
Hey.
President Obama.
That's great.
Go Lions. And then I got my first on-air reporting job in Gainesville, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I've been working behind the scenes doing documentary work and public radio for years, but I really felt like, man, I like doing this work, but I really want to step in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had some challenges. Nobody would hire me, and I would get feedback like, oh, you know, we like you, but you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do that. And you know, somebody was always trying to get me to change who I was, and I mean, you know, some of the stuff, you know, we all need a little polish. We all need, you know, there are things that we can do to make ourselves better. But lucky for me, I was hired by someone, Myra Monroe, who I love. She hired me. She told me, I like you just the way you are.
Wow.
You know, she's like, I like your big hair. She's like, I like your glasses. I like your bubbly personality.
I like it too.
Thank you. And she's just like, you don't need to change a thing. She's just like, you're a good storyteller. Go out and get the story. Do that. And that's what I've been doing. And I'm so appreciative to her, you know, for giving me the confidence to be myself. And that's one of the things that viewers tell me when they meet me out in the field. They're like, oh my God, you're just like you are on TV. You know, they're like, you look like me. You are like me.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel so good because I'm like, I am you.
Yeah.
You know, I am you. I'm not some Barbie doll. I'm not some robot. I'm just a regular person who likes telling stories and meeting different people.
What made you take that step or that leap into saying, I want to get in front of the camera? Like, were you scared? Like,
you know what? No, I've always known I wanted to be in front of the camera. But like when I talked about, I had some challenges. Nobody would hire me. You know, they would always say, you're so bright, you're so articulate, you're so smart, you're so well spoken, you know, all these things, but it was just like, okay, well then hire me, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, nobody would. And finally, I met somebody who, you know, was just like, man, you're the complete package and I'm going to give you a chance. And I'm so blessed. I talk about that all the time. And so that's why I always make it my mission to encourage other women, you know, who are having troubles getting in, who may not fit a certain way or look a certain way. And I'm just like, you know what, you can do this. But I will say this, and my father taught me this. He's just like, Sia, in order for you to be successful, he's just like, you might not get in the front door, but it's just like, you sometimes have to go through the chimney. You know, he's just like, not even the back door. He's like, you might slide down that chimney, you know? He's just like, you might have to shimmy. And
kind of finesse your way.
Yeah, finesse, and I feel like that's what I did. I feel like, you know, I had to, when I went back to graduate school, I learned how to edit. I learned how to shoot with the camera. I learned social media, digital media. And I said, you know what, that's going to be my thing.
Yeah.
And so I was on Twitter before. I was one of the first people on Twitter. I had a Twitter account before a lot of people did. And I said, you know what, that's going to be my thing. You know, not only am I going to be smart and know my news stories and my current events and my history, but I'm also going to, you know, beast them with this new, you know, technology.
Yeah.
and it worked.
I mean, that's how I found you.
Yeah, on social media.
Like, I should have said this in the beginning. You really have inspired me. Like, you really inspired me. No, I'm not even saying, like, to do like this whole entire thing. And like, I remember I was sitting with my sister. It was like a really bad snow day or something. We missed our train, and I had already started my website, but I was like beginning to think about interviewing like celebrities and, you know, bigger people. And I was like, wouldn't it be cool if, you know, I could interview Nyorkor?
Oh my God.
That would be really cool. And then I thought, someone said, no. You can and you will. Just ask them. He can say yes or no. Just ask.
I'm honored.
And it took some time, you know, a little busy, you know, but it happened. You know, sometimes you just have to ask the question.
I always say that if you don't ask the question, you won't know the answer. In fact, that's actually one of my personal mottos. You know,
what do you love about being a reporter, like about the job?
I love every day I tell a different story, and every day I meet somebody new. I'm a people person. I love meeting people. Like, I'll talk to a stranger. I'll talk to the world. And so you kind of have to be an outgoing person because every day you're meeting someone different. And I love telling their stories. I love when they tell me their stories and then I share them with the viewers. And then I feel like I'm doing my own help, because sometimes, a lot of times, if we cover a story, sometimes you get people justice. You know, if there's an unsolved murder or there's a crime, and I always tell people, the day these stories stop affecting me, that's when I'm gonna hang it up. Because I don't ever want to be one of those people who you just
doing it for a check,
phoning it in, you know, and it doesn't affect me. Like, I mean, you know, I cry all the time. I laugh with people, I cry with people, and I feel like it's a little different now because you're allowed to show a little emotion. Before, back in the day, you were supposed to just report the story and
very neutral, because they probably want you to be like very
neutral, you know. But now we can actually say, you can actually say, you know what, this is a tragedy, and this shouldn't have happened, and I don't know why it did. But this is what we can do. Here's what we know. And so people, you know, people really, people tell me all the time, they're like, you're so real. And I was like, oh, I'm being real. Like, I've cried on air, you know, I've, you know, shed tears, and then, you know, it wasn't pretty, they were ugly cries, but I mean, they were authentic. I wasn't faking, just because, you know, you're overcome with emotion.
Well, it's beautiful that you're doing something that you love. I think a lot of adults struggle with going to college, and, you know, they're stuck in a dead-end job just to pay the bills and pay the rent. So when I talk to people that are really doing what they love and they're getting paid for it, like, hats off to you. And like, it's amazing that you are willing to talk to people and inspire other people to try to do the same and figure out how they can do it.
Thank you. It is tough. It's tough because, I mean, for years, like I said, I worked behind the scenes, and it wasn't that I felt the work was good. I was happy to do the work, but I was just like, man, I'm not passionate about this. I want to do it in front of the camera. That's where I really want to make a difference. And I haven't looked back. I'm like, I think about doing other things sometimes, especially I'm at that age now where people are like, oh, you know, don't you want to, you know, hang it up and do something different? And I'm like, no. Every day I wake up and I'm like, I want to go to work. Even, you know, when I'm tired and it's rainy out, I'm like, oh no, I'm ready to go to work. Like, you know, I like my job. Like, I love my job. Like, it doesn't define who I am, but it gives me joy. You know, and there is a real, there's something about waking up in the morning and doing what you want to do. You know, you live in your purpose, and I'm like, this is my purpose. Like, God sent me here to do this work, and here I am. And so, I'm just saying. You're so funny.
Y'all follow her on Instagram, Snapchat. We're not even done with the interview, but wow.
It's nice to turn on the TV or, you know, get online and see somebody that looks like you.
It does.
And you know, for me growing up, I didn't have that. You know, the closest I could get to would be, you know, Miss Oprah Winfrey. She was my shero. And I loved Oprah because I'm like,
can we talk about Oprah for a second?
I love her. Love her.
Yeah. You know, this is how you know that you're a good journalist. It's the things that people look at years down the line.
And it's still relevant.
I was watching it and I'm like, wow, like this stuff is still relevant. She was talking about AIDS. If she had a show about men talking about they didn't want to take care of their wives. The women wanted to stay home, and the man was like, well, I think you need to go to work. But then she changed it
And she wanted to do self-help and empowerment. And just really told some good stories. And so I loved her. I loved her. I loved waking up and watching. And I mean, I didn't play. 4 o'clock, Oprah was on, honey. And I mean, I love seeing her brown skin, her full lips, her wide nose, her wide hips. And I said,
and she loved it.
I loved her, and I said, she is who she is. And I mean, she's not apologetic about it. And she beasted everybody.
She really did.
Everybody.
And now she has her own entire network. Like, that is just so inspirational. So it's like, wow, like, you know, seeing that somebody else already did it and they're successful and they look like you. It's amazing. You know, representation really matters, especially like for young kids, young girls, young black girls. Being able to see somebody that looks like them that's not necessarily cookie cutter. It's nothing wrong, you know.
Nothing's wrong with that.
If you're smaller, whatever, just like if you fit into what that stereotypical idea is. But it's also nothing wrong with you being fabulous and loving who you are.
Loving who I am.
And who you are is beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, and I think it's not the clothes that make the person.
No, it's the person. Oh, I make the clothes, honey. I set the trends. People will tell you. And I'm not even being arrogant, but you know, like viewers will come up to me. They're like, "Oh my God, I love the way you dress. I love your outfits. I love your hair." Thank you, Tay.
I do.
Yeah, I do have my bad hair days.
We all do.
I know. I do have my bad hair days.
Definitely have a bad hair.
Every once in a while.
What are you like feeling in the hair and makeup scene?
Oh my God. Well, okay. So a little story about me. I used to be a makeup artist.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my little.
I was looking at this little contour and I was just like,
this was my side hustle. It's funny because people always tell me, they're like, "Oh my God, your makeup is always," and I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of cheated." For years, when I lived in New Jersey, New York, I worked for MAC part-time while I was working in television. It was such a great hustle. And they sent me to, we would go to Update, we called it Update and Training. They trained me, I got certified. And then, I mean, on my nights and weekends, I would be at the MAC counter at Macy's, eating faces.
Wow.
And so I picked up a few tricks. And so, yeah, I'm all about MAC. I love it for women of color.
Okay.
And then my hair, I alternate with the hair. The hair is a struggle sometimes because I know that in some television markets, they like you to look a certain way. You know, the sleek news anchor mom. And that's not really me. Sometimes it was, but I mean, I'm just,
it's okay to go back.
It's okay to, you know.
But I think sometimes it's hard. I struggle with that too.
Oh, I struggle.
I want to like really keep it. If I'm gonna do a hairstyle, I really try hard to commit to it, like for a month.
For a
So
month,
hard.
yeah. Now see, I can commit for a month.
It's hard, girl.
But like 2 or 3 months.
When we get home, get in the hot tub.
Oh, see, you know, I just
conditioner and let the curls go.
Yeah, it's tough though. It really is. I am natural. I've been natural for about 8 years now, and I wear my natural hair sometimes on air. But I always tell people I have to wear protective styles because, man, listen. The last time I went and they trimmed my natural hair, he chopped off 4 inches, and I was just looking like it was all damaged from heat, straightening it, blow drying it. You know, we're under the hot lights, we're out in the humidity, we're out in the snow. You know, we're wearing wool hats. You know, that stuff is not good for your natural hair. So a lot of me and my new sisters here in Cleveland, we alternate. We'll wear extensions. You know, we'll even throw a wig on. Wig life is, I know, I bought my first wig. Wig life, it's tough, girl, because all of a sudden when you're out in the elements and that wig start moving, and then a viewer will tweet you and tell you, "What's up with your hairline? What's up with that lace front?" And you're just like, "Oh my God.
You didn't even know.
A child was murdered. A child was murdered."
Can we get back to the
story instead of talking about my hair? I mean, it is really, this business, you gotta have a tough skin. I can't tell you how many times I've gone home and just been like, "Oh man." And then sometimes they tell me the truth. Sometimes I will get home and I'm just like, "Oh girl, yeah, you could have straightened that out a little bit better." This is my issue, and this is going to be very controversial, but I just tell it like it is. But I think about Gabby Douglas when she was out there winning the gold medal on the U.S. Olympic team, and black people, yes, black people, all they talk about were her edges wasn't snatched, her ponytail was looking loose. About winning the Olympic gold. You know what I mean?
And where was it that year? I think it was like in Tokyo or somewhere far. Half of us, I know I haven't been to Tokyo
when you
yet.
think about it though, her mom had sent her to train. She was living with some parents, surrogate parents in Iowa. They're probably wearing black soil. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Man, I mean, my new sisters can tell you, those of us who've traveled, the Tamron Holes can tell you, the Jackie Reeds. Man, when you go in these, some of these small markets and there is no black salon, you have troubles. You're gonna have troubles. Like if you don't know how to do your hair. I was never a person who did hair. I could always beat a face and accessorize, but I could never do hair. I'm not somebody that can put a rug
together on today.
Thank you, but I'm just, but you catch me in 4 hours. And this will be like,
no, I heard that you're a fan of Kiki Curlyaki.
oh, I love Kiki Curlyaki.
I love Vivian.
I love her. In fact, she actually was my first, that was my first good hair.
Really?
And I say good hair.
Oh, it's a certain thing.
Yeah, it wasn't beauty supply store hair. It was, I love her. I love her mission. I love everything about her. I mean, she just went out and did the thing. And I wanted hair that looked like my 4C hair.
Yeah.
My 4C sisters know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I wanted it, I didn't want yucky Brazilian Peruvian.
No.
Now, I wanted kinky, I wanted that, and it's true. It kicked up, because I would be out in the streets. I had straightened it and made my little curls, and I would get outside, and that thing would just, and I was just like, this is it. This is, you know, but I love everything about her. I am so
very
impressed.
Inspirational.
Very,
and just
very
to see
impressed.
like how the growth, because I've actually followed her like since before she even started.
Yeah,
like,
wow, see.
So I watched her journey. It's just very inspirational.
I love it. And I didn't know anything about wigs and weaves. When I tell you I'm a wig and weave virgin, like I didn't grow up getting wigs and weaves. Like my mom, you know, she pressed our hair out, we got a relaxer, it fell out, and then we grew up and did our own thing. And she that's when I bought my first good hair from her. I didn't even know what to do with it. I had to ask friends. I'm like, I got on YouTube. I'm like, and thank God she has she's great on social media. She has all those beauty bloggers that they show you how to do your, you know, and I really, so
Smart
big fan of Vivian K, big fan of Kiki Curlyaki, Oh my God. Okay, so thank you. So I like patterns and I like stripes. I think this dress came from TJ Maxx. I'm a Maxxinista.
Okay.
These earrings and this necklace came from Matla.
Oh.
I love Matla. This is my first order from them. And I was in a rainbow mood and I was like, I'm gonna do rainbow stuff.
Don't they do like maybe subscription boxes or?
No, I don't know if they, well, they might. I don't think so. What I like about Matla is they have plus sizes and they're made well.
Oh.
You know, my go-to is usually Eloquent. And I love
they covered you.
Yeah.
You were looking good.
Thank you. I
will make sure
Eloquent.
y'all have to see this.
Hashtag it's so cute. I love them. Like all my work clothes come from Eloquent, but yeah, and so you know, I like bright colors. Like I'm not afraid to wear brights. And what I like about the TV, they want you to wear brights. Like we hardly ever wear black unless you know.
You're so right.
Yeah, we wear our jewel tones, and I'm not afraid to mix colors. Like I'll wear pink and red, yellow or orange, green and blue. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so it's fun. It's fun putting stuff together. It can be tough though. It took me a few years because I feel like things are better now for women that are full figured. It took me years because I was never a Lane Bryant shopper. I was never a Lane Bryant shopper, but I was always full figured. So I was always a 14, 16, sometimes 18, and it was hard to find clothes that fit, that you didn't want to look like your grandma's, you know, your mama's stuff. And so I would mix and match stuff. Like I would, you know, make my own little things and, you know, just put the little outfits and stuff together. And so things are so much better now. You can I could go broke. I always have things in my cart.
Moving into just like more the inspirational portion.
Yeah.
If you had some words of advice that you would give to your 20-year-old self, even though she is 20, like, clearly.
Yes, I'm
clearly
21.
We both graduated in class of 2007. Like,
oh my God.
Clearly. But yeah, what type of advice would you give to yourself?
Oh man, I would tell, it's funny, we always have these conversations, some of us that are a little older, we tell people, man, just do you, like, you know, be about yourself, be about your business, your passion, your work, everything will fall into place. Like, I feel like we're all here for a purpose, we all have our own, you know, path to take, but I mean, stop worrying about this little nonsense. I'm not saying not to have a life, you know, not to date, and not to have experiences. Those things are okay, but man, like in the long run, when you look back at some of the things you did, like stalking folks and blowing up their telephone. And,
Yeah.
you know, you think about that
Dating
woman.
crazy people.
You're dating
trying to
crazy,
build a
yeah.
man.
Trying to, projects. You know, trying to have little projects and build something. But I mean, you know, I just, I say focus on you and your, you know, your whole physical, mental, spiritual health.
Yeah, it's a lesson that has to be learned. And
This is
everything that you do.
true.
And the question is, did you learn the lesson or did you not? Because if you don't learn the lesson, you're gonna keep on going through the cycle all over again.
Yeah.
Like I know people that are literal train wrecks, and it's because every time you go through this thing, you don't learn the lesson.
Well, listen, I'm blessed in that, man. When my gut doesn't tell me something is right, it's a no-go. And I listen to it, and I'm just like, and sometimes it's agonizing because I have these like voices in my head that'll say, do this, and then they'll say, don't do this. And it's just like, you know, and sometimes I'll talk to myself and be like, why? Why me? You know, but ultimately I look back and I'm like, see, that's why. You know, I look back and it's just like God sometimes, man, he'll put your face in it, you know, and say, that is why I didn't want you to do A, B, C, and D. Now look at you, you're doing this and this. I can't tell you, I can't think of a time where it's gone wrong. You know, like I really believe there are things, we all have goals and we all have passions, you know, but I'm just like, I am right where I'm supposed to be. At this moment, you're supposed to be there. This is what God asked me to do. I'm on a path. This is my purpose. And, you know, every morning when you open your eyes, you have a chance to do better. And I thank God for that every day. I'm just like, man, you know, you have mercy on me. Thank you. You know, I have another opportunity to get it right this time.
What would be next for you? Like, you already are doing what you want to do. Like, you feel like you're living your best life.
I am.
What would take you to the next level?
Oh my God. I think about that all the time because I'm a person, I set goals and I haven't met all my goals yet. I still have some personal goals that I'd like to accomplish. No, I'm so grateful for the platform that I have now. But I mean, I want a different platform. I want to reach more people. But my dad always, you know, he always pushes. He's like, don't get complacent.
Yeah.
He's just like, don't get complacent. You gotta, and that's what I love about him. My parents are in their 70s. They're always thinking of new ideas and things.
For you?
Like, for them, for me, for our family. Like, they don't quit. Like, my dad wakes up and he's like, oh, I have this great idea. And I was like, man, I want to be like that when I'm 74, you know? I want to wake up and have these great ideas. And then he actually does them. I'm a strong believer in where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I think that once I get there to that place, I'll have a better understanding because I've been through some things. And I won't take it for granted. You know, because I think sometimes people have a tendency to see people on TV and think that they have these fairy tale perfect lives, and we do not. It was a struggle to get here. You know, I tell people, I'm just like, you think I just woke up like this?
No.
You know, it's like, it's like my parents bankrolled this. I hustled. Blood, sweat, and tears to get here. Like, I didn't just wake up and somebody put me on the TV. Oh my God.
I think that's why it's so important and so good when people are real about their struggles and their, you know, so I feel like sometimes people see me and they're like, oh, she's on the beach, she's doing it, she's doing that. She's fine, nothing's wrong with her. No, honey. Like, I do this because like going there does help me, but to get there was a struggle too.
And I'm honest about my struggle. Some people don't want to tell you their struggle, but I don't know, I've never been that way. You know, each one teach one, and I was like, man, if you don't have to go through that, let me help you. You know, and some people listen, some people don't. I mentor quite a few young journalists, and there are some who are just so wonderful. They listen and they tell you, and then there's some who don't. They take the hard road. Thank you.
So this is a travel blog.
Yes.
And I want to hear about your travels.
Oh
Even
my
if you haven't done a whole
God.
lot, we can talk about where you want to go, where you've been.
Okay.
Tell me some things.
My travels are pitiful.
Okay.
Pitiful. I have a passport.
Okay.
And I got the extended. Step one. I got the extended. You know, because I'm a workaholic, and because most of my vacation I take to go see my family and do family events and stuff. But this year, on this birthday, I said my next decade of life is going to be committed to travel. So I've got some trips planned. I'm going to Savannah, Georgia for a good friend's wedding. I have a friend in New Orleans. I'm working out a trip with that. I'm supposed to take a trip to Napa with some girls. Yeah, we're going to do wine. And so, but the
That's
goal.
like a very like older woman.
Oh
type
yeah, oh
thing.
yeah.
I was gonna say your age that you told me about.
Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna let them
You
keep
can,
that.
I don't care. They can keep guessing, but
no, that's cool though.
But yeah, I just, the days of, I mean, when I was younger, I went to South Beach.
Yeah.
I lived in New York City for a while. I've been to some places in the U.S. I lived in the middle of the country in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh.
I've lived in Florida and here in Ohio. So I'm good,
Okay.
as far as the U.S. I love the U.S., but I want to travel. I want to go to the Caribbean. I want to go to Liberia. I want to go to my parents' country again. I've been once, but I want to go again.
What was it like being in Liberia?
Oh my God, it was so great because I finally got to meet my family, who I've been talking to for my whole life but never met. The thing about my parents' country is when I was growing up, there was civil war there for almost more than 20 years. And so we couldn't go back and visit. We would talk to them on the telephone. So I knew all my aunts and my cousins and my uncles and stuff, but I never got to meet them. And so when I went to Liberia, man, finally, we're all grown now too, because it's just like, wait a minute, you're not the baby that you used to be. Like, you're a grown woman, duh.
I want to talk about, I always try to leave space for people, if they're business women, entrepreneurs or creatives, to talk about their projects, things they've been working on. If there's like some type of issue that you're passionate about, something that you want to inspire or tell people about, we can support you in doing. Just let the viewers know and let them know how we can support that.
I mean, honestly, I don't have a business or anything. I'm my own brand. I built my brand myself. At TV News Lady. Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook. You can find me Twitter.
Are you on MySpace?
Yeah, I am on MySpace, but I haven't logged on. My God. Do you know about MySpace?
I definitely know about. No, I know about MySpace.
MySpace was like from
the top 5. No, the top 8. Actually.
Oh my God.
You used to actually have real life fights if you didn't have anybody at your top 8.
Oh my God, I have not logged into there. I should log in and see. I'm sure I have an account. Okay. Honestly, I'm not selling anything. I'm just honest and true. I always tell people I'm 100% authentic myself.
Yeah.
I share my life with people. I share my challenges. I share my positives, my tribulations, what stories I'm covering, what I'm wearing, any struggles I'm having with my hair.
I feel like this whole thing has been an inspirational word of advice from Pastor Sia. She's
so
going
funny.
into the ministry now. But if there's anything else that you want to say.
I think that people should support each other.
Yeah.
And we don't do enough of that. We're always so quick to be so negative.
The first thing,
we always have something negative to say to somebody. And my clap back is strong. I can't clap back the way I want to all the time because I'm in the public eye and I have to be nice. And I am nice. But every once in a while, somebody will try you. And you have to just, I tell them very, professionally, nicely. I tell them, I said, something that is not nice. Why would you open your mouth to say something like that? Was that helpful? Was that kind? And a lot of the times they'll be like, oh my God, you're right. I'm going through this, I'm going through something. Hurt people want to hurt other people. And I'm not with that.
Yeah.
Get your help, do what you got to do. But we need to lift each other up and celebrate our successes. Celebrate our achievements. All the little things. And I'm a big person about living a simple life. I take joy in a sunny day.
Yep.
A kind word, a hello.
Thank you guys so much for checking out the show. Sia, thank you so much.
It was very nice to meet you. Friend in my head.
Really made now
my real friend.
And I really appreciate it. And I just want you to know you'll always forever be a FlyyGirl. So we'll be in touch with you and hanging out and doing all different types of things. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right. FlyyGirl out.
Peace.